Good morning, students. Today I am in front of you with the chapter National Movement Gandhian Era. Gandhian Era means the period when Gandhiji were active in the politics of India and actively he has done a lot of work. He came back from Africa and then started working for the people of India for the struggle for the freedom of India. And so that period when Gandhiji was working for that and was known as the Gandhian Era. On 2nd October 1869, he born and he went to, after getting the education here, formal education here, and he went to England for the higher education. He became barrister and came to South Africa, and there in South Africa he has practiced law, and there one incident took place in his life when he was thrown out of the railway coach, and because the coach was reserved for the British officer. So started the agitation. Satyagraha he has started there. The people of Africa, they have asked him that while he is working for the people of Africa, in India also many people are suffering with this type of behavior and that type of exploitation. Why he is not going to his own country, and he returned back to India and he started the work for the people of India. And we will start up with the question answers exercise work for the chapter. So first of all, I will start up with the exercise, that is choose the correct options. And you are well known about that procedure, that first always I take the choose the correct options, and first one is the Kesare Hind medal was awarded to. The correct answer is B, Mahatma Gandhi. B for boy, Mahatma Gandhi. Then second one is Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi returned to India in the year. He returned to India in 1915 from Africa, South Africa. So correct answer is A, 1915. Then third, General Dyer gave the order to fire at unarmed protesters in, and the answer is very much popular, everybody knows that, in Amritsar, Jallianwala Bagh, and the correct answer is B, Jallianwala Bagh. The Nehru report was accepted by the all parties conference in. The correct answer is C. You have to make the correction in that. It is written 1927, you have to make it 1928. 1928 is correct answer. C is correct answer. You have to correct it. In place of 1927, you have to write 1928. Then fifth, the second roundtable conference was held in London in the year. The correct answer is C, C for cat, 1931. 1931. Now match the columns A with B. The first one, Champaran Satyagraha. The correct answer is C, 1917. Second, Chauri Chaura incident. Correct answer D, and 1922. Third, Jallianwala Bagh massacre. E is correct answer, 1919. It was the date 13th April 1919. So E is correct answer. Then Sabarmati Ashram, A is correct answer, 1916. It was established in 1916 by Mahatma Gandhi in Ahmedabad. Then fifth, Simon Commission, B is correct answer, and the answer is 1927. Now come to the fill in the blanks. Number 1, Gandhi established the Sabarmati Ashram in 1916. 1916. Then second, at Champaran, Gandhi fought for the betterment of indigo planters. Indigo planters, and this was done in Bihar. Right. Now third, the Rowlatt Act came into effect in the year 1919. 1919. Fourth, Swarajists contested the election of Bihar and Odisha Provincial Council. Bihar and Odisha Provincial Council. Fifth, do or die became the slogan for the Indian freedom fighters. Indian freedom fighters. That you have to see that who has given do or die slogan. The 1 mark question may be there, that who has given the slogan do or die, and you have to find out the answer and then learn it. I will ask you in the class. Now state true or false. The first one is the Rowlatt Act provided for a person to be released without trial. It is false because not released to imprison. The non-cooperation movement was the first mass movement. It is also false. And third, the Nehru report included elements which were later incorporated in our constitution. That is true. The civil disobedience movement demanded immediate end of the British rule, means Purna Swaraj. It has demanded Purna Swaraj on 26 January 1930. In the Congress meeting, they have decided for asking Purna Swaraj with the starting of the civil disobedience movement, and the responsibility Gandhiji has taken, and he has started it with the famous Dandi March salt Satyagraha. By breaking the salt law, he has done the beginning of civil disobedience movement. Now, fifth, the Mountbatten plan perceived two nations with India. That is true. Answer the following questions in 10 to 20 words. Number 1. When was the non-cooperation movement launched and by which political leader? And the answer is, in 1920, Gandhiji launched the non-cooperation movement, which combined the Khilafat movement and protests against the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. In 1920, I am repeating it for you, in 1920, Gandhiji launched the non-cooperation movement, which combined the Khilafat movement and protests against the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Then second question, why was Simon Commission boycotted? And the correct answer is, the Simon Commission was boycotted to protest against the exclusion of Indians from the commission, which was to carry out administrative reforms. Exactly, Sir Simon was coming to India for the first time, and he has never seen also the country, and he was made the chairman for the commission and to decide whatever the administrative reforms may be brought in India. So the people of India have revolted by showing the banners "Simon go back" at the airport only, and he was bothered to return back, and again the new commission has come in which the Indians were also become the part. Now next question, that is third, when was the civil disobedience movement launched? And the correct answer is, on 12th March 1930, the civil disobedience movement was launched, and Gandhiji had done the starting of civil disobedience movement by breaking the salt law with the famous Dandi March. Next question. What did the Mountbatten plan propose? And the correct answer is, in 1947, the famous Mountbatten plan came. It has proposed the division of India into two nations, India and Pakistan. In 1947, the famous Mountbatten plan came. It has proposed the division of India into two nations, India and Pakistan. And Pakistan was into two sections, East Pakistan and West Pakistan. Then next question, when was the Indian Independence Act passed and what did it accomplish? The correct answer is, note down, the Indian Independence Act was passed on July 14, 1947. 14 July 1947. And the provisions for that, what it has accomplished, you have to write down point number 2. The Act laid down detailed measures. The Act laid down detailed measures for the partition of India and speedy transfer of political power to the new governments of India and Pakistan. Second point, once again I am dictating. First point, once again write down point number 1. The Indian Independence Act was passed on 14 July 1947. Point number 2. Since the question is in 2 sections, so you have to write 2 points. The Act laid down detailed measures for the partition of India and speedy transfer of political power to the new governments of India and Pakistan. Now you must know that thing, that the power was to be transferred from whom to whom. Means who was having the real power earlier? The Britishers were having the power. So the power from the British hand to these 2 nations heads. In Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah became the head of the nation, and in India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Dr. Rajendra Prasad. So the power was transferred in the Indians and Pakistanis' hands from the British. So that's all for today. We will meet again with the next chapter, with the next revision work of the other chapters. Have a nice day. Do well, study well, and see you again.